All right, another episode, another incident with our Indian tourists who are come at in my neck of the woods. And I'm sorry to say, but our Indians, why I say our Indians is because I'm an Indian passport holder. They do nothing but embarrass themselves. They ruin their own reputation, and sadly, they end up spoiling the name for every other Indian on the planet. Okay, and I'll tell you what happened. I had, you can see the outfit I'm wearing, right? Very simple, nothing out of the ordinary. I went to a restaurant to have a snack. Okay, and in this restaurant there are these people from Myanmar. There are some people, means waiters and all that. It's not a very posh restaurant. I just like to go and have sometimes their chapati, or they give some, vegetarian dishes. So I just thought I'd have a little bit of a taste. So the owner knows me. The owner came and sat down, and he joined me, and we were eating. And lo and behold, as we are eating, suddenly this whole gang of tourists came in. I think they were around 15, 16. Okay. And right off the bat, it was very obvious that they were Indians. They were North Indians. Okay. So they came in, and this place, to give you an idea, this is not like a restaurant with inside a building where things are closed. It's more like a open area, um like a village kind of a villa with an open area and restaurant with fans and all that. So it's a very open space. Okay. So all these guys came in with their scooters, and when they did come in, there was a loud noise and scooter, yay, and all that. And okay, so they came in. They parked their scooters at various places. They came in, and like I told you, they were North Indians, very loud. They were very, very loud. And the typical, hey, 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 he, hey, teri maa ki hai, tere, this and that, all profanities, all bad words. And I think there were a couple of Western tourists. There was a couple who was sitting a little bit far. They were sipping, I think, tea or coffee in maybe a masala chai or something. And they were quietly in one area. I was with the owner in another area, separate. And these guys came loudly and all that. Okay. So they came and occupied one big table. It was a rectangular kind of table in the center. And obviously, they have to place the order. Now, to make you understand how the difference between how an Indian behaves versus how other people behave. Now, I told you, this is how I dress. Nothing sophisticated. We are all simple people there. When someone wants to call the waiter or the waitress, we just raise our hands and, excuse me, sorry, polite, soft voice. These guys, when they came in, hey, like shouting, hey, waiter, hey. Like it was so cheap. It was so cheap and so disgusting. And they're shouting for the waiter to come. Okay, so the waiter came. Now, imagine this guy, the owner was sitting with me. Now, the owner is also very simple. He wears very simple clothes. You can't make out he's the owner or whatever. So, he said, I'll come back because these people are come. So, he got up. He took the menus and he started to give them. Okay. So, he's also like, there's no like, I'm the owner or this is the waiter. They all wear simple clothes. So they give them the menu. And they ordered whatever. Hey, ye kya hai? Means what is this? What is that? And they were speaking in Hindi because this guy understands Hindi. Okay. So finally, after they ordered, and until now, remember, they are not quiet. They are very loud. They are laughing loudly. They are talking loudly. They ordered a couple of beers and all that. Fine. Now, the owner who was sitting with me now got busy because people are there. So I was sitting and eating. This guy, they all guys are shouting and this guy walks up to me. Okay, walks up to me. Say, excuse me, like this. Excuse me, sir. Can I take photo with you? Now, I don't know who's he. I've never met him. I'm eating, and he comes up to me. Excuse me, sir. I'll show you. My phone is not. Yeah. He takes his phone. Sir, one photo. Now, just imagine if you are eating somewhere in a restaurant, and some guy dressed up shabby and comes. Excuse me, sir. One photo. Would you have said yes? Now, there are some of you who don't mind. There are some of you who wouldn't mind. Okay, sir, can I take a photograph? Fine. But if sir, one photo. Now, I was not in a mood because I'm eating. I'm supposed to be relaxed there. I told him politely, no, I'm sorry, I'm eating. I don't want to be disturbed. Because I had no mood, no intention of having a photograph with this unknown guy who doesn't know how to behave, who doesn't know how to act, and his request is, sir, one photo. Okay. So he must have felt bad, and the other guys are like, they were looking, they went like this and laughing, and I kept quiet. I continued eating. And then, just remember, I said no. So this guy said, he's saying in Hindi, because obviously he doesn't know I know Hindi. He says, oh, he's calling me, oh, chutiya ko, like something like, why the hell do you want that photograph of that chut? Okay, so he was calling all these names and all that. I kept quiet. Fine. Okay. I understood. I just kept it. This waiter who was serving and the owner, they were still loud. Then the owner came and sat down. He came down and sat down. And this is what he said. He said, your countryman. He said, like in Hindi, he speaks in Hindi, Aapka mulk. Means, these are people from your country. It was so embarrassing. It was, I straight away told him, please, because he's friendly with me, I told him, please don't insult me. I told him point blank, please don't insult me. These are ill-mannered. These are this is the sewage of our society. Okay? Please don't associate them with me, please. Okay. So we continued eating. Now, as we are talking, these guys, once again, there is a way to call the waiter. He's eating with me. He's shouting at him, hey, son, waiter. He's telling him like that. That's how he was trading. Then finally, when the bill came, these guys were still drinking and all that. Okay, they ate something. Maybe some snacks or whatever they ordered. I was not paying attention. They asked for the bill. When he bought the bill, this guy is telling the waiter, I want separate bills for separate people, even though it's one table. And he told him, sir, this is one bill. You can pay individually. Okay. He insisted, no, I want a bill per person. So once again, the owner had to get up and individually separate bills. Okay. And when they left, once again, they didn't leave quietly. They made a big noise. Okay. They made a very big noise. And if they had gone quietly, it would have been the end of it. I'll tell you, when they left their table, no, that was another disgusting. I forgot to tell you this. The way they ate, the tissues were dumped here. They had made the place a mess. And the way they were sitting, they were not sitting like how you sit properly in a restaurant. They were sitting with their legs up. They were sitting this way. They were sitting that way. That couple who I told you, right? Some of them were even staring at that girl. They're actually staring. And obviously that guy could make out, but because he was outnumbered, he didn't say anything. They were staring at the girl. And agreed, okay, she was wearing skimpy outfit, but it was not right. And when they left, it was so dirty, the way the tissues, and it was a mess. They made an utter mess. And if that is where the story ended, it would have been fine. They went out with their scooters, hey, ooh, and all that, screaming and wherever they went. So by the time I also finished my meal, I went, and these guys are busy cleaning up that area. Okay. And as I drove, these guys, these Indian tourist chaps, they were far ahead. It's a big group. They had already, the way they were driving, like they're not driving like where you maintain road etiquettes. They were driving in such a way, they happened to bump into a car, a car of another person, and they were actually having a fight, not physical fight, an argument, screaming this thing in the middle of the road. I just looked at them. Crowds started to gather. I was not interested. And, it was very evident that these were Indian tourists and everyone could make out everyone talking. Now, I left and I went. Now, the question that I want to ask you, okay, you will say, I know what you'll say. Oh, just because a few people came, you can't brand a nation of 1 billion. I know this is what you will say. These are just 15 people out of 1.5 billion. My dear, they represent India. You remember the owner said, what did the owner tell me? Your countrymen. He pointed at them and said, see, from your country. When people identify them, they are not going to say, these 15 individuals. They will say, see, Indians. This is how Indians are. This is how Indians behave, because they are identified as Indians. And just like the restaurant had a bad experience with them of screaming, shouting, making people feel uncomfortable, making the whole table dirty and all that, that name Indian remains. And the way they were driving, and now when they had an argument and fight with all Thai people, whose name? They'll say, these are Indians. You get what I'm saying? So why am I sharing this with you? I know this is not something like shocking, drastic, The problem is when anybody from India travels abroad, he carries with them the name, the passport, the image, the reputation of the country with him. So if he misbehaves, if he does something wrong, if he acts in a dirty manner, it's the name, the reputation of the country and every other Indian. In fact, I forgot to tell you one thing. When they were at the table and they were all talking and standing and talking loudly, one of the guys was showing like a sexual action, like, moving his hips, thrusting it back and forth as if like he was humping someone, like not actually doing it. He was showing the action. And I don't know whether he was talking about what they did or whatever, but it didn't look nice. That also in public surrounding. See, the only reason he had the guts to do that is because he was with his gang of friends. I can assure you, if he came alone, he wouldn't do that. Anyway, the overall gist is we had a bunch of Indian tourists who came here. They ruined their name. They ruined the name of India. They ruined the name of Indians. And just like that guy said, see, your countrymen, like how he pointed him, your countrymen, see, India, from your country. This is exactly, and I'm very sure they will be around this area and they will go and spoil their name. In fact, I was, when driving, I told you, the way they were driving was crisscrossing and all that. If they continue this way and someone complains, the cops will come, and I hope they get caught. I hope they get a warning. I hope they get put in the aircraft and thrown back, because this is not the way to behave here. Anyway, for hardcore nationalistic Indians, they will say, they will always give an excuse and say, don't spoil the name of us Indians. Baba, these are Indians. These chaps who came, they represent India. They represent the image, and they are spoiling the name of India and Indians. And for me, whenever I go to any restaurant, some of them might say it for fun or sarcastically, see, your countrymen and all. I tell them with a very serious and stern face, without joking, please don't insult me. I tell them point blank. Nothing got to do with me. They are just who they are. I distance myself from these individuals. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that this is the image that people are giving about India and Indians. Anyway, this is what I wanted to leave you with. And yeah, that just interrupting people. Excuse me, one photo. What? You go up to random strangers and one photo. People don't like it. Yeah. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Love to hear what you have to say. You guys take care. It's me signing off. Sure.